Hello my lovely people, my name is Kitty and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about books, as per usual. But it is a tag video, it is the end of the year book tag, which is exciting because I always watch these videos every year. This is the first year I've actually been able to do it because it's my first year on BookTube still. But it has about 6 or so questions that I'm going to do, and without further ado, let's get started. I know is it a bit early to be doing this? I have seen a few up already, but it's the end of October now, so we've only got like October, November, December, we've only got 2 months left, and I already feel like I've run out of time to finish all the books that I want to finish this year or read this year. Like, I think because of uni as well, like I've pretty much written off November, even though I am starting to I've caught up now, so hopefully it should be fine. And like December is just like gonna be a whirlwind with like work and Christmas and like COVID, trying to get home. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like this isn't too early, but we're gonna do it, So the first question is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? Yes. So I brought this book, there's 2 books that I started, 3 books that I can think of, 4 books, there's 4 books, 4 books that I can think of. The first, actually I have 2 with me, let me get them. So is that, I haven't got my glasses on, so I can't tell if it's focused or not. Yes, it's focused. So the 4 books I have, 2 I have back home. One is one that my mum wanted me to read because there was an online author event and she wanted to watch it with me, and I started it but I just didn't get to finish it. But then I still watched the author event anyway, and it made me really want to finish the book, and that is Hamnet by Maggie. This won, I think, the Women's Booker Prize? I could be wrong there. It was definitely nominated for some prize. Might have won it, I think it did, but I don't actually necessarily know the prize exactly. Could be that, I'll write it on the screen. But it is obviously a not retelling. It is a story based on Shakespeare's son Hamnet, and how he I think he died during the plague, and it's kind of how the family copes with that and that kind of thing, and it's meant to be very good, obviously, because I think it won that prize. So that is a book that I do want to finish. I'm not very far into it, and I won't be able to finish it unless I can go back home for Christmas, because it is still back home with my mum, because I didn't bring it because I didn't think I would get around to it whilst here. But obviously that was very stupid, because you should always bring more books when the threat of quarantine is ever looming, as it is in 2020. But yeah, so that is a book I will only be able to finish if I go back home. So, questions. And then the second book I actually left back home was The Rage of Dragons, and I got most of the way through, but it is like a chunky book. It's like this thick, and I just was getting bored, so I stopped reading that. But I do want to finish it because I committed to it, and it's such a massive book and it's a beautiful book, so I do want to actually finish it. I'm just not a big fan of fantasies that focus on war and war strategy and just fighting, basically. Is basically just what it is at the moment. So yes. Then the other 2 books that I've actually got with me is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. This is all over BookTube and everything. Like, every person I seem to watch on BookTube has been talking about this and saying that it's really good. I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know how far I got through it because I don't use bookmarks very often, and it's a fault. So I don't know how far through I got this, but I wasn't feeling it. But I do want to finish it because apparently it does sound really good and a lot of people rave about it. So I feel like it will get better. I wasn't very far through. I think I wasn't even 50 pages in, to be fair. And you've always got to give like 100 pages to a book, I always say. So that's what I want to finish. And then the 4th book I want to finish is Black Leopard, Red Wolf. And I say this in every single video where this kind of thing comes up. And that's because it is a very, very interesting book. The way it is written is like, you need a lot of attention on it, and there's so much information about the world and the characters and everything, and there's just it's not, the closest I can kind of relate it to in like text wise is it kind of reads like a folklore tale, where it's like a kind of a distant third-party narrator retelling these things, and you don't really get much internal monologue or thought or kind of decision processing from the characters. Does that make sense? Even though I think it is told in first person, so that doesn't really work, but that's how it feels when reading it. So you need a lot of focus on this, and I didn't find that I could do that in lockdown because my brain just wasn't focused like that. So I'm hoping when I finish, well, this term, maybe I'll get a chance to actually properly focus and read it. Like, I did get that far through, so, you know, like, that's a decent enough way, but it is really interesting and I do want to finish it. So yes, and it is stunning. Like, look at that cover. What's the next question? I don't know what I was going to do there. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? No, not really. I did just do autumn book recommendations that I will link down below or up here or wherever it is, and I've already read all them, so I don't have an autumnal book transition. I don't know how to answer that question. Let's just move on. Shall we move on? If you want an autumn book recommendation, check out my autumn book recommendations. So, is there a new release you're still waiting for? Yes. So, one of the new releases that just springs to mind is Troy by Stephen Fry. He writes incredible mythology retellings. His 2 books, Mythos and Heroes, are kind of a bunch of short story collections, very similarly kind of laid out to like Metamorphoses in Ovid, but it just basically goes through pretty much every story that of kind of key importance. Sorry, Leo's drinking, I don't know if you can hear that. But of key importance in mythology and like the main heroes, obviously in Heroes. And I absolutely love his books, I love his writing style. I'm looking to get them on audiobook as well, just so I can like listen to them as I go, because Stephen Fry is one of my favourite people to narrate. To narrate audiobooks as well. So yes, he's incredible. But he is releasing a retelling of the Iliad, which is something I'm very interested in because it's kind of a big focus of my dissertation that I'm doing, and I've read a lot of books recently, and I can't wait for his own impression of it. So that is one that I'm really looking forward to. The second one that I've pre-ordered is one, this is when you know you're a bit of a nutcase when it comes to books, but I've pre-ordered Rhythm of War, which is the 4th book in the Way of Kings Stormlight Archive Brandon Sanderson series, which is a series I haven't even read or own the first 4 books in, but I wanted the signed hardback because I'm gonna read them and I'm gonna love them because I know I'm gonna love them. So yeah, basically I'm reading Warbreaker right now, which is the kind of, in the Cosmere, his big like grand world of things is the one before the Stormlight Archive, so it is the next books that I'm gonna be reading. So yeah, I did pre-order it way before. I think I was on the first like Mistborn book, so I was like very premature, but yeah, I pre-ordered that and I'm well excited to get it because it's gonna be incredible. But yeah, I haven't read the rest of the series. What a weirdo. Yeah, so the third, fourth question we have are, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? I will get them for you. I got 4 because I couldn't decide. Basically every book that I've bought recently I want to read. That makes sense, obviously that's what you'd hope for, but you know, there we go. So the first book I have is Prancy. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it is this beautiful book, and I think it's to do with mythology and Greek mythology and like, I don't know, labyrinths and stuff like that. It's quite a short book, like it's less than 200 pages I believe. So, oh no, it's not quite, it's like less than 250 pages, so it's quite short, so I think I could do that whilst at uni, and it's beautiful. It's a funny shape, like this is a normal hardback and it's like shorter and like ever so slightly wider, so weird shape, but it's beautiful, so I want to read that. And the second book that I want to read is this one that I just picked up at random, like I haven't even heard anything about it on BookTube. It was a little bit of a cover buy because I looked at it, it was gorgeous, and like those end pages, oh my god, whoa. But I've been really interested in the idea of like detective things. That's like kind of what I'm working on for like a project, work in progress project that I'm writing, or like planning. I haven't got to the writing stage yet, but this is a detective kind of murder mystery that takes place on a boat that there's also kind of like devil ship thing going on, so it's all a bit weird. It is massive, like it's, oh, that's quite a cool end page. But if anyone's read The 7 Deaths of Evelyn, not Hugo, it's like Evelyn I don't know, something similar. But this is the same author as that. So it's like 550 pages, so it's quite hefty, but I'm very excited for that. And then the other two ones, whoa, till we drop them, is that the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin and The Poppy War by R.F. Kang. And these are two books I bought before the start of uni, and I really want them. They've both been raved about on social media, so I won't talk about them that much. I don't really know that much about this one. I know a little bit about this one, but not too much because I like to go into books not knowing anything. But they are two that I'm greatly excited for, and I was hoping to read them before December, but I don't think that's going to happen. So yes, let me know in the comments which one of those you think I should read first, because it's probably what I'm going to pick up one of them next. So exciting stuff. Is there a book you think that could still shock you and become your favourite book of the year? Any of those, I think. I don't think it will be shocking, obviously, because you want to read them, so you hope that they would be good. But I don't think this will be a favourite of the year. Neither will this one necessarily. So they could shock me and be a favourite of the year, but I still think they'll be like 4-star reads. So who knows? Who knows? And then the final question we have you already started to make plans for your reading in 2021? Wow, it's 2021. I have like no memory left on my memory card, so I'm gonna wrap this up quick. But do I have any plans for my reading in 2021? The answer is not necessarily my reading. Any books in this pile that I don't finish, they will probably be read in 2021, hopefully. But I do have some videos planned, if that counts, but they're just kind of like wrapping up end of the year things. But no reading plans as of yet. Yeah, I'm not that big of a planner. I just kind of read when I want to read, but there you go. So, thank you again for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope Leo hasn't been too noisy in the background. And if you want to check out any of my social media, Instagram, basically the only other social media that I use, that will be linked down below, or Goodreads as well. And then also comment any books that you want to read before the end of the year. I'd be greatly interested to know. Please let me know which one of these you think I should be reading and prioritising for the end of the year. And apart from that, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video.